Okay, students, we're going to continue working with rational numbers, and now we're going to focus on multiplying. So let's just quickly remind ourselves how multiplication with fractions works. So with addition and subtraction, remember we needed a common denominator. With multiplication, we do not. So with multiplication, we just multiply straight across. And then we pay attention to whether we have a positive or a negative. So we're going to go through all of that together. Okay, so no negatives in there yet. Let's just practice. So again, multiplication, all we have to do is we just multiply straight across. So I'm looking at my two fractions, and I multiply 1 times 6 is 6. 8 times 7 is 56. Then all I have to do is simplify. Both of these are even, so they can be divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 56 divided by 2 is 28. So 3 28s. All right, now let's look at one that has a negative in there. So we've got negative 2/3 times 4 1/2. So the only difference that the negative does is now we need to think back, chapter 1 again, to our Mickey Mouse for multiplying and dividing. Remember, he helped us kind of figure out what was going on. And so we would be looking at, okay, well, what does our problem have? It has a 2/3, which is negative. It has a 4 1/2, which is positive. So what's left over? Well, what's left is a negative. So that tells me right off the bat my answer will be negative. So I like to write that down right away, equals a negative, so that I don't forget. Now notice that this time one of our numbers is a mixed number. When we multiply mixed numbers, we must first make them improper. That is really important. So hopefully you remember how to do that. We take the whole number 4 and we multiply it by the denominator 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So this is the same as 9 halves. So think about this like you've got 4 pizzas, right? And each pizza is cut into 2 slices. So if you're thinking of your pizzas, you've got 2 slices, 2 slices, 2 slices, 2 slices. Those 4 pizzas would be 8 slices. And then we've got half of a pizza left, so 1 more slice, so 9 halves. Times negative 2/3. Now we already took care of the negative, so we can kind of take that stress off our plate and we can just multiply straight across. So 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 2 is 6. Now we would need to simplify. 18 and 6 are both divisible by 6. And so we end up with, don't forget the negative. Sometimes when people are simplifying, they leave that negative just floating out in space. Negative 3. Now some of you are going, wait a minute, Mrs. Van Keulen, I'm pretty sure that we could have skipped that whole simplifying step had we done it in the beginning, which is correct. So some of you are familiar with what we call cross-canceling, where you know, oh, if I look across here, I've got a common factor. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3. So I could have divided 3 by 3 and gotten 1, and 9 by 3 and gotten 3. And then when I went to simplify, I could have multiplied here. And then some of you are going, oh, wait a minute, look, I can cross-cancel the other direction too. These 2's are going to cancel each other out. So this becomes a 1, and this becomes a 1. So now we have 1 times 3. 1 times 1. And then, of course, don't forget the negative. And see, we get the same answer. So if you are comfortable cross-canceling, go ahead. I'm really going to suggest that we work on that because that's a skill that's going to help us a lot in higher levels of math, is the cross-canceling.